Good evening. Good evening. How are we all doing? How are we all doing? I believe we had a very good day. Today was a very beautiful day in the city of Asaba. If you're joining us live right now, please kindly comment where you're joining us from and also tell me how your day went. I want to be seeing the comments. Who are the first people that we have here? Who are the first people? Let me see. Wow, Paul Akure. I like that. I think you are the first person to. Okay, sorry, that was a very small network glitch. Paul Akure, you're welcome. Where are you joining us from? Where are you joining us from? Let me see that on the comment section. Okay, Lateral HR is here and Land Major is here. Please, I want to see your locations. I want to see your locations. Let me know who is here. Okay, Lateral HR says joining from Asaba. Paul from Asaba. Okay. And Land Major from Asaba. Also, Asaba people, we are bubbling. We are doing well. That's a very nice one. That's a very nice one. Okay. Mr. Christian Ufondo, also from Asaba. Wow, that's very, 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 very nice. Thank you for joining. Thank you for joining. Last week, we had a very beautiful section. It was a blast. Our MD, Sir Benedict Obiajulu, was, in fact, he did amazing justice to the topic, the psychology of closing. How many of us still remember what we did last week? Can you please drop on the comment section what you learned from last week's section? Just even if it's one or two sentences that still stood out for you till now, or you remember after the section, I said that I was going to ask you how many sales you closed with those few points that he made concerning the psychology of closing. So please drop in the comment section. I want to read your comments. Drop in the comment section what stood out for you last week, what you learned last week. How many of us are writing? Let me see. Let me see. Wow. I'm expecting to see one or two comments from our section last week. I'm looking down because I'm seeing the comment from my other phone. So please go ahead. How did you position yourself as an authority and the go-to person this past week from the previous section that we had? Why am I not seeing comments yet? Didn't we practice what we learned? Do you guys really want me to bring up our MD today? Because the beautiful thing about learning is the usage. When you learn, you utilize what you've learned and then get the result out of it. Should I call people out? How were you able to position yourself as the go-to person? How were you able to use the psychology of closing, exercising, building yourself up as an authority in your field? How were you able to do that? Nobody? Is well. Is well, is well, is well, is well, is well. Today is another beautiful day. Today is another beautiful day. And I believe we're all ready. In fact, if you have any form of distraction around you, please kindly take them off. And also, please, this is very important. Use this minute to share the link to this video to everyone in your team. Share the link. If you can call them within 2-3 seconds, call them and let them join. Okay, Paul, I see what you write. Okay, what stood out for me was the preframing. When it comes to selling. I believe it's a powerful tool in selling. That's perfect. That's perfect. Thank you for answering. Thank you. At least let me be able to know that someone took something away last week. All right. So I was saying, please kindly share the live section with your team members and let them join. And also, if you've not subscribed to our channel, please kindly subscribe to our channel and click the like button so that YouTube can show this video to powerful minded people like you. All right. Okay. I'm trying to check. All right. So that being said, I want to welcome. Okay, somebody dropped a comment. Let me read that before I welcome our MD to the studio. He said, I use the concept of mental trigger, especially the scarcity. Guess what? I better say, wow, that's very beautiful. This is very good to see. Wow. Wow, that's amazing. Thank you for that response, Mr. Christian Ofondo. It's glad to know that you sealed the deal with this particular strategy and it works perfectly. It works. All right. Okay. Today is going to be another powerful section. Good 18 hour. Okay, just give me a few minutes. Let me confirm if our MD is ready for us tonight. All right. Okay. That's a very
Hi,
beautiful one. He's here. Please,
good
wherever you
evening.
are, can you give a clapping ovation and a shouting ovation as we make welcome our MD, Sir Benedict Obiajulu, to the studio.
Uh,
Thank you, sir,
Good
and you're
evening.
welcome, sir.
Good evening, Chacha. Good evening, everyone. How have we been? It's been a
We are
sunny
doing
day,
very good.
and the sun was beautiful today. It helped to remind us that life will always come in seasons, right? And today, while watching the delay to rest of the GCFR, that's our former president, it reminded me something. If we saw where he was laid to, it just makes us, it made me come to a greater realization that what we really are is what people would think of us when we leave. Right? He has gone, and everything that is left is memories. As powerful as he used to be, commanding the military, commanding the police, the number one man, right? He was laid to rest in a place that is not even as wide as this chair, right? And so that should also remind us that what we have is our expression, our ability to utilize our potential to the fullest while we are here. And after that, It will be the stories and the memories and the pictures we had. Yeah, we know that to the man on and to a better life, that death is a motivation, right? To the man on a better life, on the path to a better life, on a process to a better life, that death is a motivation. So let's also know that it is Muhammad Buhari today, and tomorrow it could be us. The tomorrow can be 10 years, it can be 100 years, it can be 80 years, but within now and then, give life expression. So when you learn, go into the field, execute, and through that, you become a master, right? Remember, practice will always make improvement. So, welcome everyone. It's nice to be here. And I'm happy to know that we are learning and we are improving, right? And that is the beauty of life, right? And so I see that we are using what we are learning and we're adding upon it. You remember, knowledge is like building a house, it's like blocks, right? So you pick one, it's working, you keep laying the blocks, you keep laying the blocks. You don't say, I've learned this concept, you drop it. Oh, you now to mold block, you have laid block in you're doing a 20-story, or even you are doing a 2-story building. You have laid block before the foundation or before the damp proof, or even after the damp proof. You won't say after the lintel you won't lay block, right? So that should remind us that we should compound our wins to to accelerate our progress, right? So let's compound our wins to accelerate our progress. Okay, so beautiful everyone. Let's proceed. So last week we learned some things in our training on Friday. Today we'll continue with that concept. Through July, we'll be studying about the psychology of how do people come to the buying decision. How do people get to the buying decision? Remember, selling is different. Sorry, closing decision. How do people get to the closing decision? So we're going to look at how to read mind, right? Build trust and close a sale like a pro. That's what we're going to look at. How do you read mind? How do you read in between the lines? So what the client is saying that he has not said, all right? Because in the process of um, our communication, in the process of a buyer trying to pen his final signature to a deal, there are things that the client is saying that he's not saying, and there are things he's saying that he does not want to say. Do you get it? So we want to transform persons on this call to become sales therapists, so that you're able to read in between the lines, because the client says a lot of things in the closing journey. In the closing journey, right? At the point, the closing journey, I want to also repeat it. The closing journey is that point where the client is saying to buy or not to buy. I wrote something on my WhatsApp today, and it talks about how the rich will buy time, right? The ambitious will buy skill, and the lazy will buy distractions, right? Like TikTok and the rest of them. TikTok, where you're using it to promote, you're using it to learn, is not a distraction, right? Based on if it's your industry, but you spend your hours there without your buying distraction, and the lazy man will buy stuff, right? And I asked the question, to buy or not to buy? That is the question. And funny as it may sound, right? So, what really, so the buyer, the closer, the buyer is on a junction, whether if it's to buy or not to buy. He's trying to yank you off, and you're trying to keep him on the line to the destination. So how do we get there? So remember, I'll keep repeating some fundamental concepts that do not change. And what is one of them is people buy emotionally and justify logically. People buy emotionally and justify logically. People buy emotionally and justify logically. So invariably, you're going to emphasize benefits. What type of benefits? There's a word that has recently been overused. You hear smart investors everywhere. Smart, 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 smart. So I think the word smart is overused anyway. So it's a cliche that you may this or a phrase or a clause you may decide to drop, or a word you may drop, right? But you have secure. When secure, proud, exclusive. This estate is for exclusive persons. It's for exclusive individuals. It's for the maybe in your dialect is for the Ogada Gidi or something like that. So exclusivity, you are giving exclusivity, you're giving it pride, and you're giving it there is secure. And it also can connote smart. But I want you to tone down the use of smart because I think it has been bastardized in the space. You get it. So it's always important that you don't, when a word is overused, it loses its significance. Do you get what I'm trying to say? Yeah, when a word is overused, it loses its significance. Example, when when they say come and sow a seed, come and sow a seed, come and sow a seed. So it seems like this word seed has lost its significance in terms of whether in the religious setting or whether if it's individual setting. If you say, "Oh, come, I'm going to say seed," in your person may not really get the point. You get it. You may think you're joking because of how it has been bastardized. Well, you get what I'm trying to say. So look for more alternative words. So you're emphasizing the benefits that the people make, that the people are going to get, that the client is going to make, is going to get, not in the at the point of closing. At the point of closing, it's always important that sometimes you brought the sale process through that, but in the point of closing the deal, you're still reminding him that this deal is exclusively for the 1% of the 1%. This deal is exclusively for people that have seeing eyes. You get the point, right? For people that have what? Seeing eyes. It's for secure investors. It's for secure persons. It's people that want to secure the future of their generation. It's people that want their children to be proud of them. It's the people that will be proud of themselves in 2 years, in 3 years. I hope this makes a little sense, right? So the next thing is, remember, the goal is to learn how to read in between the lines. That's the goal of this section. How do you lead read in between the lines when you're dealing with clients, right? When you're dealing with when the client is, because when you read correctly, you can interpret correctly. So if you're not able to read me well, you may not know the next game I'm going to play. But if you're able to read me well, you'll be able to understand the next game I'm about to play. If you're able to read the client well, you're able to know the questions that he has in his mind that you're going to, the bottlenecks that you're going to dissolve. You get, so the second one is what they say versus what they mean. Like, when at the closing stage is when you hear things like, "I will think about it." All right. And I would always say that all objections are one and the same. Yes. I want to repeat this. All objections in selling are one and the same. They are one and the same. I didn't say they are just one. I said they are one and the same. Right. And so if you hear this out of context, you won't understand it. But what does that mean? It means when a client says, because what they say versus what they mean, when he says, "I'll think about it," it's expensive. Let me talk to my wife. Let me talk to my husband. Let him talk to anybody he wants to talk to, right? But when he goes to buy a shoe that he likes, I'm not sure he talks to his brothers. Do you get it? When he wants to buy a car, he doesn't go and talk to this person and this person. Do you get it? You get it? Hmm? When he wants to pay for a second citizenship. He doesn't go and talk to this person and this person. So invariably, I'll think about it. What are they saying? Remember what we said? What they say versus what they mean. So the goal is for you to understand what they mean. So when a client says at the closing point, when he should be making his transfer, and he tells you, I will think about it. It means one thing, he doesn't trust you. It can also mean another thing. I don't see urgency. I can do this thing later. So thirdly, almost the same thing. This can wait. This can wait. Do you get it? When somebody is sick and you show him a drug that will cure him of his sickness, and is a terminal sickness and is having headache, he will not tell you in all honesty. Let me think about it. Right? So what he's going to say is going to be like, so how do we go from here? He wants the transaction to go ahead so that you can give him the dosage that will help cure cure what is currently undergoing. You get it. So invariably, so if somebody is saying, let me think about it, ask the person directly, oh sir, okay, what exactly do you want to think about? Is it that you don't trust this deal? Yeah, or is it that, or don't you know that this land will not be in the market for the next 5 days? Or don't you know that this product will be off the market? So you bring in urgency. Or don't you know that this is the last three plots that is left at this price point? Are you now getting it? So you are bringing urgency. Is there something that you need me to clarify on? Hello. So I want us to I want us to get this right. So now the next one is when the client says it's expensive. Now, so what is it saying? I don't see the value clearly. Now, let me still come back to the medical line, right? And if someone is having something like, if someone is having headache, normal headache, and you tell him that paracetamol is now 100,000, he may tell you, okay, God is good, and suddenly he will drink water, his headache will go because he does not see the value of the 100,000 in the headache, right? Now, but now you come again, and the same person is having migraine. Migraine is the senior brother of headache, or the senior elder brother of headache. He's having migraine, bad one, all right? And you tell him that, oh, this Panadol extra or whatever that can eliminate the migraine in 1 minute or in maybe 1 hour, 30 minutes. But this dosage will cure it. It's 100K. Because of the pain, he's seeing the value. Is somebody try getting what I'm saying? He's because his burden is heavy. So he's seeing that this little tablet, the other one was still the same size, but this little tablet will be able to take away this migraine. Do you get it? So what I'm trying to say is that the person does not see the value. I don't see the person doesn't see the value clearly. So you have communicated, but he's not seeing the value clearly. Do you now get it? Or the price, he feels that the price is higher than the value. Remember the the one of the paracetamol and this young headache, normal headache, 100K. He will say, no, I can bear it instead of me, because he feels that this value is it not common headache? Is it not common headache that will do people they will sleep and it will be okay? Let me go and sleep. He doesn't see, he believes that the price is higher than the value. Does are you getting the concept? So now it now goes to value demystification. So questions that you have to ask when clients ask, it's expensive. This product is expensive. This land is expensive. It's not time for you to come and start schooling him on. It's not time for you to start schooling him on the cost of lands in Asaba. No, it's the time to start schooling him on the cost of 1 year rental value of land there. Oh, 1 year rental value. What do I mean? Oh, this land is 3.5 million. Oh, this land is 10 million. Some persons within this place pays 10 million or 2 million as yearly rent. This is the same amount that we are asking to own a piece of a meticulously planned estate that we know, we are sure that the rent in few years to come will be double of what it is in so and so unplanned area. Your job is to show more value, is to present more value of the place to it. Oh, the price is expensive, sir. It seems like you don't have a clear understanding of what this place can become in 5 years. Sir, it seems like you don't know what this can do for you. That is what it looks like when you're doing what? When someone says it's expensive. They say, let me talk to my wife. So what the person is saying is, whether if let me talk to my wife, talk to my husband, or talk to anybody, right? He's saying I can't say no directly. He says, okay, he's saying something like, I'm unsure, but I can't say no directly. So the person doesn't want to hurt your feeling. Maybe you're so invested in the sale. And in selling, there's one line I want you to always know. Never show your need. Do not show your need. Do not show your need. Do not show your need. Because why? Buyers can smell blood. The same way sellers can smell blood. Now, what I mean blood, I mean desperation. So when somebody smells, oh, this guy is making a transaction of 200 million, right? And once he's done, I'm going to get 20 million. I've never gotten 20 million once in my life. And all you're thinking is, oh God, this man is buying this out. And so he's smelling that desperation. You're already calculating what you're going to do, what you're no, you're just going to push that seller away. And that is where things, let me go and talk to my people, comes into play. It's one of the major ways when the clients start feeling unsafe. I am unsure, but can't say no directly because I don't want to hurt you. So invariably, you can ask, sir, what is making you unsure of this transaction? What is the hindering? What is the hindering us from moving ahead from here? You can go ahead and ask that question. Okay. So these are important metrics for us to look at. Yeah, in selling, you never show your need. You never show your need. Right now, there are four. We looked at some buyers' personalities on Saturday. For the context of our class, let's look at four again, because I want, when the month of July is over, you can look at clients in the face and really and be a doctor that when you know a product is not good for a client, you leave him and walk. And when you know the product is good for him, you prescribe it like a real like how very good doctors prescribe dosages to help the human life, right? The human race. You get it, right? So in the course of creating abundance for people and for ourselves, right? Let's become good at identifying more persons so that we don't wash away wealth and generations upon generations of persons come and go without leaving assets for their children and their children unborn. And that is one way we can change Africa, is by selling things that will make people's life better to them. There is no other way. That is why one of the places you meet the best salespeople are in America. And what are they selling? Things that make people's life go up. That is why you notice And Africa is a place where we have mastered the act and the celebration of um, of things that may not add value beyond 1 month, even sometimes beyond 24 hours. That's where we have expertise in. But if we're able to grow our expertise in this our industry, and we know that for sure, when we see someone that is financially sick and is a big earner, but is financially sick because he has no investment quotient, which is normal across board, because you either born into it or you learn it consciously or someone leads you. We would be equipped to lead them. So invariably there are four personalities. So back to what I'm saying, we have four buyer personality, and one of them is the driver. The second one is amiable, and the third one is analytical, and the fourth one is expressive, right? In all this, so one is categorized as driver. Why is he categorized as driver? Is the client that is asking so much question from the beginning. He wants speed. Oh, cut the chase. You get it? He tells you cut the chase, straight to the point. He wants speed. He wants result. He wants efficiency. He's watching how you say deed of assignment and C of O. He watches it. He blinks. He feels that's wrong. He already knows it's wrong. Right. So he's watching your efficiency of your presentation. He's watching your speed of presentation. He's watching how you would arrive at the result without beating around the bush. Because that's what they care about. So they're watching your speed of presentation, right? They're not the people you sell to or you try to close for a long time or you sell to for a long time. And they make their decisions quickly. So how to sell to them? You talk about ROI because his brain, he's a speed guy. He wants to get the result. So ROI, if I put this here, what will it land me in 10 years? What will it land me in 5 years? What will it land me in 6 years? What will it land me in 20 years? That's what is the trend. So you talk ROI, right? You talk timelines. In 6 years, here will be in you can buy this place for today, and in 4 months' time, it's going to be fully fenced. In 5 months' time, these those are the points he's waiting to hear. In 6 years, it's fully habited. In 10 years, before you can get a plot from here, you have to scavenge and scavenge and scavenge, right? Those are the things he wants to hear. So you're looking at ROI, you're talking ROI, you're talking timelines, and you're giving him social proof. These are the things he wants to see: ROI, social proof, timelines. You get it? Do we get the point? Do we get this point, right? Now, the driver. Remember, driver wants speed, results, and efficiency when you're talking. These are the things he's focusing on. The amiable person, right? You remember when we say, oh, and this wealthy man and his amiable wife, and this one and his amiable wife. Remember it. So amiable, they love relationship. They're not interested in speed. When you bring speed, oh, you are rushing me. Relationship, trust. There are the clients that when they start buying, okay, go and buy it. Have you bought the land? Very good, very good. Circumfer location. No, go and bring the document. Oh, have you brought the document? Don't go hold it for me. Sir, let me bring it after 1 month. Oh, no, no, no. Hold that document. But before he buys, how do you get him before he buys? He's the one that is asking, how are you? He will invite you to his house. He will watch how you eat. If you eat with your two hands, you don't have table manners. There's food in your mouth while you're eating. He counsels you. He takes you out to play golf or to play game. He watches your game if you will cheat. He's trying to build relationship with you, right? He's the one that instead of you that for you to get him as you need to show up in his birthday, dance around, try that is those kind. They are the amiable person. They build trust. And when they do, they just keep buying from you. Even when they buy the land and let's say you can hold their document for 10 years. And after 10 years, they call you and say, oh my guy, sell that property and return my money to me. And maybe a property he bought for 5 million, you sell it for 50 million, you return his money for him and that is it. right? So, but now those people are built on relationship. They amiable, amiable. Remember, amiable, amiable. They are looking for, are they, can they trust you? So when you are talking, they are looking for inconsistencies. If there are consistencies, yes, they check it, and from there are physical interaction. There are times they can go out to drink beer with you. There are times they can go out to eat, or those are the things that make them. And then, so what are they looking for? You have to be patient. How to sell to them? You must be patient. You must be patient. You, and such persons remember their children's birthdays if they are married, and have remember their children's birthday, remember their wife's birthday, remember their husband's birthday. Those are more important somehow. If he's a man, his wife's birthday might be more important to him, depending on who he is. His children's birthday might be more important to him, and that is that. And his birthdays are also important, but you get the point, right? Because you may not be able to buy the kind of shoes he buys but for him, but you may be able to buy one or two little things for the kids, and that goes a whole long way in relationship building, right? So be patient, build rapport, know how he talks, and know the things that he doesn't say. Don't just assume that the world is like your, that the world is constructed around how you were raised. No, it's not like that. The world is vast. It's a global village, but it's vast, right? So even if he's your friend and you have not seen him for 10 years, you know what? He's a changed man. So when you show up again, just know you have showed up in the presence of a new person, right? Use testimonials. So you are patient, you build rapport, and you use testimonials. And when they start yielding, they yield for a very long time. These are the places that you get the highest form of referrals. Don't forget that, right? So, and then the analytical, the one that is analyzing everything you are saying, he's putting it together so you can say something, he will misanalyze, he will reanalyze. You get it, right? Those are the analytical. They want facts, they want numbers, and they want documentation. Those are the ones that will read all your frequently asked questions. They want facts. They will ask you the first estate that was sold, when was it located, how is the document, this. They would ask you everything. Facts, numbers, documentation. Those are the people that, these are the people, when they start asking facts, just know that you are going to go and bring layout and show them. Okay, this is the estate layout. That those are the people. Know them. You should be writing these things down. Although we should know that you don't come to these trainings and you're looking at you're using your ear, because listening is the lowest form of assimilation. Writing better. Then thirdly, you to get more, then you discuss, right? To get more, you discuss. Okay, yeah, I said building relationship. You must be patient, patient. That's what I said. Patient. Okay, so show layouts, projections, plans and projections, and if possible, show them permits. These are the kind of people that will ask you, okay, let me have the C of O number. Oh, you said you have this building permit. Can I see it? Can I see the numbers? Those are the analytical ones. Then the fourth people that are expressive. Expressive. Who are they? What they care about. They care about their emotions, their vision, and their status. So those are the people that will buy because the governor, a former governor bought the estate. They will buy because the video bought. They will buy because their favorite comedian bought. They will buy because maybe the chairman of the line bought. They will buy because somebody they have been admiring bought. That is just why they will buy. They will buy because their classmate bought. So these people are expressive. They buy based on emotions. So they are the people you tell, oh, um, five permanent secretaries bought lands in our estate last week. And you say, five permanent secretary, that is the enough reason. He doesn't want to see any other thing. Give me form. He will make his payment, and that is it. So paint a picture. You paint a picture in their mind. That is how to sell to them. You paint a picture. He's expressive. Oh, I want all my children to travel abroad. I want all my children to live to study in an Ivy League school. I want my wife to do her masters in the UK. I want to do my masters in the UK in 10 years time. These people are expressive. If they're expressive, what do? You paint a picture. You show legacy impact. How do they now fund that project? So the picture you're painting is how your product can be used as a tool to fund that product. How 5 plots of courtyard today at 20 million can give you 200 million in 5 years. Are you seeing the point? No, but not you tell him. So if it's for him to go to school, oh, do you know that you have 10 million now, but you know that this 10 million cannot take you to do your masters in the UK or to support your children in the UK. But you are aware that if you invest this money here in 10 years or in 20 years, you may sell one plot and realize 250 million. And with that 250 million, you may cover 2 years school fees because we know that today's school fees might be 40 something million, but the school fees of 10 years will be higher. So let's assume it's 80 million of 70. You must have covered a long one. But what happens if you keep this money in the bank? What happens if you don't invest in something that will make this dream a reality for sure? So you paint a picture based on their expression, based on their emotions, based on their visions, based on the status. Oh, I don't know. One comedian bought that is status. You will live next to him. Both of you live in the same estate. It will be a bragging right. Shikena, because it's status. Do you get it? So beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So with that, I will move from there and trying to meet up with our time. Then communication that closes. Communication that closes. Being in the, you know, we talk to get paid. Get it? Oh, we talk to get paid. You're a consultant. Remember, when you meet a lawyer, no, when you consult a lawyer, you pay him his consultation fee, right? And he will offer you service. Will tell you do it like this, do it like this. When you go to a doctor and you say he will offer you this a money you pay that is called consultation fee. That is the same way you are a consultant. So your communication must be aimed at closing. Does this make sense? So there's a communication that closes. That's what I want to end this section with. The communication that closes. Communication that closes. And one of them is mirror and match. Mirror and match, right? Most of us went to school, and when you were in school, the guy that tends to pass, people will say, oh, in the university is cram and pour. No, it's cram and pour. Yes, we know it's cram and pour, and people are rewarded by cramming. But do you also know that in life as well as in business, that the man who goes ahead is the man that looks like the head? Did you hear what I just said? The man who goes ahead is mostly the man that looks like the head. When I say this look, that look is a broad context. He's in the context of he talks like the head. What the head have said, he said it. He says it that way. So invariably you mirror. So in class, you remember when the teacher comes and is using a certain word, and you go to the exam and you use that certain word, he tends to pass you. Sometimes you may write nonsense, but most times because his work is plenty and the script is much. Once he sees that word, he thinks you are making sense and he will pass you and you will go. For some of us that if I was privy to help some lecturers mark their script and I saw the kind of work they had doing and I know something like that happened, right? And so invariably, not that it happened, it happens on a regular. And those that people may make more points, but they understand it, but they're using their total different words out of the words that is peculiar to that teaching and that the choice of diction. It's called diction. The diction of that particular lecturer or that particular examiner, because the lecturer here is the person that will mark your script. And in our business, the person that marks your script is the buyer. Did you hear what I said? Yes. It's the buyer that marks your script. So he's the lecturer. You get it? Because he's the one that pays you. So and so invariably, what does that entail? So there's something we call mirror and match. So I want you to remember that lecturer story, remember the Grammy metaphor and the rest. So invariably, mirror and match. What does that mean? Repeat part of the phrase back to them in agreement. You say something, you say it the way he said it. Example. So you are saying you want a place where development is already active. He told you that he wants a place where development is already active. You repeat it back to him. So you are saying that you want a plot where development is already active, right? That's smart. You want a place. And you now say, oh, right? After the question, that's smart. You know what you're doing? Number one, he knows you're listening. Number two, you are also getting buy-in because people that are agreeable, people agree with them. You are becoming agreeable with him, so he will become agreeable to you, right? Assumptive questions. Number two is assumptive questions. Assumptive questions. Assumptive question. Assumptive question. Right? So ask questions that presume the close. I cannot say this enough. I think we talked about this from another perspective on Saturday, right? Ask questions that presume the close. Can you hear me? Can you hear me? Can you hear? Am I audible enough? Can you guys hear me, please? I don't know if you can hear me. If you can hear me, okay, correct, correct, correct. Thank you. Yes, Mr. Paul, I said a man who goes ahead is mostly the man that looks like the head, right? And so, and looking like the head is your ability to act, behave, and mirror how the heads behave, right? So here we're talking about mirroring, and we've moved from there to assumptive questions. Ask questions that presume the close. Ask questions that presume the close. Um, so one of them you can say, when we finalize tomorrow, will you prefer a POS transfer or will you do across the counter or just a normal transfer? I'm just giving you samples. This is something you sit down and you man your script. Our industry is beautiful, but because we don't do them with a lot of intelligence behind, we just jump on the field and we believe, inshallah, it will enter. Some of us don't even have a sales script that we have gone to hit and beat so that it will sing. Because remember what we said? You said if we beat data enough, the data will start to sing, right? Meaning that if you work on that sales script long enough, it will start to sing and you're taking a detail of the data and people will dance for you and celebrate you. So when we finalize, so assume the sale. So are you paying cash or transfer? The joy, why is, I know a man that will always say when he's about to book you, he will say for his section, he will say, okay, so spell the name for me. Even if you say your name is Mark, Mark, he will tell you to spell it. Why? Is in case if you are off mind. So he's booking you and he's writing Mark. So please, can I have the spelling of the Mark? So that in that way, how are you making your payment? Can I have the spelling for Mark? Spell it for me. And then you spell. That is an assumptive question. People don't, people always want to follow the bandwagon, right? Nobody wants to be different because you were trained by you not being different and you were punished for being different. You know, when you went to school, your lockers have to be straight, you have to stand in straight line. If you stand outside the line, you are spanked. If you are lockers, if you are in secondary school and your lockers is not in line, you are spanked. So subconsciously you want to be in line. Subconsciously, you get it, right? So assumptive questions will increase your sales by more than 20%. But if you can't have the power to ask assumptive questions if you don't assume prosperity for the client. So the third one, and that will call it a day. The three magic words. And what are they? Most people don't. Hello. Most people don't. Most of us that have been in relationship, right? And what used to very little thing, this word used to cause a lot of problem. You say most people do me this. You say, and you now ask the girl or the boy, am I most people? The girl will ask the boy. The girl will ask the girl. The girl, am I most people? So when you say most people don't, the three magic words, use these to position action as rare and wise. So let me give an example so you get the context I'm referring to. Most people don't take action this fast, but those who do usually get the best plots, or those who do usually get the best deal. Most people don't take action this fast, but those who do usually get the best deals, get the best plots. The three magic words most people don't. People want to be referred to as and referenced as they are rare and they are wise. You know, most girls here, I know your father always told you you were a princess, but when you grew up, you did not see any palace that your father had or any kingdom that he was controlling. But we know that you were a princess. And that is exclusivity. And that is rare. And that is wise. So give the client, because emotionality, remember when we started, we said people buy based on emotions and logicalize. Don't forget it. Most people don't use this to position them as rare and wise. Most people don't take action this fast, and he will want to take action this fast. You don't close a cell, you open a relationship. That's what I will use to end this section. You don't close a cell, you open a relationship. You don't close a cell, you open a relationship. And with that said, I want to thank everyone that has been on this call. It's 5 minutes to go. And I know I ended the class abruptly, but I want to make sure I stick with time, because if I continue, I have other things I want to say about this subject matter. And I want to know, we looked at some concept last week. Are we really applying this concept? Or are we smiling at the beauty of what we are learning and we are not using them? The beauty of knowledge is that it can create a better life for you and for me if we use them. So it's beautiful to be here once again. And while we enjoyed the holidays, that was abrupt and whatever they call it, whether I'm not in position to say it's necessary or not. But what I would say is this: your life is not waiting. You are the one waiting. Make sense on time. You don't have the stage forever. Your life is not waiting. Every day is going, right? And you're the one that is waiting. Make sense on time. Nobody has the stage forever. Hmm? Add 20 years, add 10 years to your life, and know where you will be. Today is a good day to implement what you have learned and to create a better universe, so that at a point you will you can say, I live in Nigeria, but I'm not of Nigeria. Why? Because you have access to a multiverse, right? Meaning you can be a lot of places within very short notice. So, everyone, I hope you learned something. Write what you wrote, what you learned that stood out for you, and go out there, implement it, and change the trajectory and change the speed at which you arrive at victory. So, Charity, I know you're up. Thank you,
Thank you
everyone.
so much, Sarah.
It
Thank
was
you. It's
beautiful
always
having
very
us.
beautiful to have you teach us from your wealth of knowledge. We say thank you and we appreciate you. Looking at the comment section, I'm so happy, and I know that people have downloaded a lot of information, a lot of value from this awesome section. It's an amazing section, and I want to appreciate everyone for joining us. In fact, the comment section is filled up with a lot of insights from this training, and I know that we learned so much. Thank you for joining us, and thank you for being part of what we do in Latera. Just like we said, in Latera, we are building a community of wealthy people. So if you find yourself within the city of Asaba or very close to the city of Asaba, Anambra, Onitsha, Bini, anywhere around the city of Onitsha, please join us and join what we are doing. Anywhere you are from the world, in the world, sorry, join us and become part of what we are doing. All right. And please kindly share this section. Click on the like button. If you've not liked, please like this training, like this section, so that YouTube can be able to show this video to amazing people just like you. All right. And for every other person that is going to be coming across this video later on, we appreciate you. Thank you so much for being part of what we are doing. We appreciate you and do have a good night rest. Bye.